Hello there. Today I'm going to review the 3 games on the Atari 2600 that I absolutely suck at. The first game I'm going to review is Joust. The second game I'm going to review is Pac-Man. And the third one is Frogger. All fun games. Some of these were in the arcade. I played in the arcade. I was actually pretty good at these games in the arcade. On the Atari 2600, not so good. So we'll just start off with Joust.
Joust was developed by Williams Electronics, and it was released in arcades in 1982. It's a flying action game that was well received by critics and players, and had a follow-up, yet not very popular, sequel called Joust Survival of the Fittest in 1986. Now, as you can see, it's a flying action game. Even when you kill the enemies, you have to grab the eggs or they spawn again, and then you have to fight them all over again. And as the levels go up, it gets a little harder. There's more bad guys. Oop, I just died. This game is also a 2-player game that you can play with other people. Unfortunately, I have no friends, so I'm playing it by myself. Oops, I died again. The physics of the game were fun. The flying, there's inertia. When you fly a certain direction, you keep going, just like real physics would be. You can call this real physics, but in a way it is real physics. Now it's getting harder. There's lava. There's lava below me now. So if you fall in the lava, you die too. I seem to be doing pretty good at this. Well, the first time I got this game in the Atari 2600, I kind of sucked at it. But actually, this time I'm doing okay. So maybe I don't suck too bad at it. Maybe I'll practice this game some more. Because I know I promised you I would suck at these games. But for some reason, I seem to be doing pretty good on this one. Maybe I did false advertising. You can sue me. Oops, I died. 1 life left. Another thing you gotta remember, now this level's interesting. It's just eggs that will spawn. If you can grab all the eggs before they spawn, you can beat the level. Sounds easy, but it's not. Oop, I died. Oh, looks like I have 1 life left. Well, I promised I told you I would suck at these games, but I seem to be doing pretty good this time. Oh, the pterodactyl. Oh, shit.
Well, actually, I didn't do too bad with Joust this time. Most of the times I played it on the Atari, I sucked. This time I did pretty good. It's a fun game. It's a flying killer game. It's not really a shooter. I don't know what you would classify it as. It's definitely a flying game. Hard to beat, hard to play. I think I did pretty good this time. The next game I'm going to review is Pac-Man, which actually I was good at Pac-Man in the arcade. When I used to go to the arcades, they had those tabletop arcade games I used to play, and they had Pac-Man on that. I also played Mrs. Pac-Man. Unfortunately, I don't have that for the Atari 2600, but maybe I'll pick it up at some point. Anyway, without further ado, here's Pac-Man.
Pac-Man was developed by Atari Incorporated in 1982 and was the adaptation of the 1980 card game bearing the same name. It was programmed by Todd Fry, taking 6 months to complete, and is still the best-selling Atari game of all time. Even with its financial success, the game was panned by the critics, whom consider it the worst video game of all time. Now, I played Pac-Man in the arcade, and definitely the arcade game is better. The controls work better in the arcade game, the artwork is better, the sound is better. But it's still a fun game. I like playing it. I'm not that good at the Atari version. You're basically just chasing these ghosts around. You pick up that power. It's a power-up pack, basically, that lets you kill the bad guys. You have to eat all these wafers to end the level. Oops. That was kind of stupid. Well, I'm getting my ass handed to me. Let's see how I do now.
Well, I didn't do so well on Pac-Man. I did okay. Didn't even beat the first level. How much do I suck? Pac-Man was a big hit in the arcades when I was a teenager. I used to play it all the time, pumping quarters into the machines to play it. So I didn't do that well. Let's see how I do on my last game of the video games on the Atari 2600 that I suck at, which is Frogger. Now, Frogger is just basically a game where you're a frog trying to cross the street. So, let's see how I do on this. Okay, here's Frogger.
Frogger was developed by Konami and was received as one of the best games of all time and sold millions of copies worldwide. The Atari version made $40 million on launch. It garnered praise from various gamer magazines and was compared to Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, as well as produced maze and climbing games. Now, basically, Frogger's a pretty simple game. You're a frog. Oops, I died. You're a frog trying to get across the street to the other side of the river. There's a lot of obstacles. You know, you can't fall into the river or you die, which is kind of weird because you think frogs would be able to live underwater, but they don't in this game. Oops. Now, the game may seem very simple and simplistic, but it's actually not that easy. If you make one mistake jumping, you die. Oops. I can see why people like this game.
So there's me sucking at Frogger. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video of all the Atari 2600 games I suck at completely. I didn't do too bad with Joust. Pac-Man's a fun game. You're basically eating food and killing ghosts. Frogger, you're basically just a frog trying to cross the street to get to the other side of the river. Tune in next time where I'm going to review one of the very first-person shooters of all time on the Atari 2600. I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to keep it a secret till next time. Other than that, please like my video and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it if you would. And tune in next time when we're going to have a lot of fun gaming again. Anyway, this is the Retro Man signing off. Have fun and happy gaming.